Welcome to Perpetual Backlog Podcast, the gaming podcast catered for you to listen and get through that pesky backlog of yours, with hosts like Aqua. I have no idea what I'm doing. Dalit Duskwhite.
Come for the games, stay for my friends trying to kill me with their horrible puns.
And Leek Whipple.
Hey, this is Leek coming at you with a funny one-liner that I've been ordered to record, but the joke is I can't think of anything, so yeah, finger guns, pew pew, totally cool.
Alright, so I'm assuming we've all played Genshin this week. This entire week.
But of course.
So much. So much.
I don't believe I've touched any other game this week.
I have been exceptionally surprised about how addicting it is, and I have I said it last time, I loathe gacha, and yet I find myself waking saying, oh, do I have time to play Genshin? Can I just slip in some 5 minutes? It's never 5 minutes, of course, it's never even half an hour. It's like I've played Genshin for a whole day on numerous days, and this never happens to me in particular. Because I'm always distracted by something else, but this is the distracting thing this time. I feel like I've been bamboozled somehow.
Yeah, even in the middle of D&D last night, I pulled up Genshin.
Oh my goodness.
I knew someone did, because I heard clicking.
Well,
No, it's been really good, though.
That's difficult, because I had push to talk on.
No, there was someone else. It's not just you. I heard someone else.
I also live on
clicking
push to talk.
I don't get it. No, I definitely heard while someone was talking.
Well, to be fair, I think everyone in there except for Nat plays it, so...
Yeah.
Ha! There you go. I'm telling you, I know. I just know.
Well, I brought it up. I turned it on during our break.
Mm.
So that's the only time I actually was sitting there playing Genshin. But
Yeah.
I saw the 5 minutes I had to play Genshin, and I took it.
What did you do in your 5 minutes? I have to know.
I picked up some chests. I unlocked one of those little depth things. The things that are the pillars that are in the middle of middle of area that you use a key to open up. That's what I did. And I think I did 3 late lines. Got myself to 24, and then we had to go get off break.
I got mine just before we started, so I done my... I dinged 32, 33? And then I had to stop because I can't play D&D and do that. I'd be so distracted by one or the other.
I'm not even ranked 20 yet. So tell us your secret. No, tell us your secret, please.
Yeah.
Because it technically has been a week, yes.
What rank are you?
Just over a week.
What rank are you, Dalit?
I want to say I'm 33. I'm pretty sure I'm 33, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're probably 34.
I don't think so, because there's a side quest I'm waiting to open up that requires 34.
Okay.
So that's why I'm pretty confident I'm 33. And honestly, as I'm sure anyone who has consulted YouTube can tell you, just open chests. Open chests, do the puzzles. If you think you've opened up all the chests, you're probably wrong.
Do your world quests.
World quests, ley lines, spend your resin. This sounds really difficult to do all this, but it's just when you're moving from point A to point B, do things along the way.
Mm-hmm.
How many Primogems do you have?
I've bottomed out. I spend as I get because I really want beta, and I don't have it yet.
No.
Now, see, my trouble is because there's so much stuff to do. I am a terrible scatterbrain. I'm awful for this. So we're just what's this? I think I've already mentioned this on numerous occasions while we were talking about it. But my problem is, what do I do in this game session? I need to make a list. Don't get distracted now. You need to do this. You're not even rank 20 yet, and you're far behind.
Well, I think about it like this.
Stop running around.
Think about it like this. I wanted the levels because I wanted to do harder and harder content. Because I knew after 20, every 5 levels, the world gets more difficult, and I want that rush. I want to go fight a more difficult flower. Um, I do. I want that. But if you're very content just running around, picking up apples, grabbing the chest here and there, just watching it, that is a game that looks like just from the landscapes could inspire a bunch of really nice art.
Exactly.
I mean, at least I suppose that this game's gonna last a very long time for me.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to last a very long time for a lot of people.
Exactly. About how many people? Launch numbers. What were these launch numbers?
gee.
Was it
So
about?
I was looking at numbers. So at launch, the very first day on Twitch, there was over 110,000 viewers, and this technically makes it the most watched, like above Fortnite on that day. So that's just on launch. So I don't know what it is now.
Well, it's really difficult because we have numbers for downloads. Like those are the concrete numbers we have. But knowing that it's a gacha game and what people do to kind of get around the first gacha, the first pulls, we don't know if it's correct. The numbers that we have are in the first 4 days, it had 17 million downloads.
Holy sugar!
All right, it has dropped. I
should imagine so. Yes.
Just chatting is back at the top. It is 8th in line, but it's at 69.4K viewers.
It's pretty impressive.
It's above Minecraft. It's above Minecraft.
Well, yeah. I know that YouTube and Twitch have been throwing Damone Kim at me, and that's a chill stream, I'll be honest. I see why people are there. And there are a lot of people there, goodness.
Yeah.
But it had like how many registered accounts right off the bat? Or pre-registered accounts? It had like
what's weird
20,
is the pre-registered
21 million or something like that?
No, the pre-reg that I saw was only 10 million. The download seems to be higher than that, which implies that people didn't pre-register, they heard about it day 1 or 2 and were like, oh no, I want in on that.
Yeah.
Or they were waiting to see if this Breath of the Wild clone was actually worthwhile. Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Very much.
Yeah, and free.
And it's for the right price for some people.
I mean, you did spend a little bit of money if you wanted some pre-launch stuff.
Only for the PS4.
Yes, I found that out the hard way when I got easily confused about why is this costing money? It's supposed to be free. Oh wait.
But even within this call, we have tiers.
That's my inner voice, by the way.
Oh, is it now?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Even within this call, we have different tiers of players. We have you, who presumably has spent $0.
Yes.
I have spent. I picked up Blessing of the Welkin Moon.
Yeah.
So that was $5,
almost
I
everybody
believe.
should. Yeah.
Okay.
$4.99.
Exactly.
But it was like a bundle you paid for.
It was just I get 90 free free. I get 90 Primo Gems for 30 days.
And 300 crystals right off the bat.
Which immediately got turned into Primo Gems, which immediately got turned into a pull.
Yeah.
And then there's Aqua. Remind us where you are now.
I think if my math, because I haven't bought anything since the Battle Pass. So if everything maths out correctly, it's like $135.
So what I'm saying is, there's Lee with 0, me with 5, and I'm very close to Aqua with his 130.
Yeah, very close.
Very close.
Very close. But like the 100 was literally just from the double thing.
Sure.
Because I couldn't pass that up. And then 20 of it was from the Battle Pass. So
honestly, depending on how the Battle Pass goes, if I max it out, I'll probably drop the $10 for the Battle Pass to continue funding it. Because I mean, $0 game. I've put in way too much time already. I could help to support the devs, sure.
Yeah, no joke. Like me, coming from I had gacha background, I actually want to support this game because it's put out something I have really enjoyed, and I should like.
And fortunately,
that back, I think.
there's a way for you to support it without breaking your code of not buying gacha. The battle pass is fortunately separate from it. Primo gems come with it, but it's more akin to the traditional battle pass found in all AAA titles.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
minimal guilt.
Yeah, like I feel like you should support something you have enjoyed, and that's just one thing I do agree on, and I will end up spending money on this game.
If you do get the $40, I would go ahead and buy the $20 one.
All right.
That way you don't have to worry about 10 levels.
Ah, that's a good call.
Because the $20 one gives you like it. Honestly, it's kind of a scam if you're going right off the beginning of the of like that week's battle pass or that season's battle pass. But if you get to 40 and you still haven't like upgraded to the Gnostic Hymn,
the Gnostic Hymn being the $20 battle pack,
being the $10 one.
The $10.
Yeah. The $20 one gets you 10 levels, and it gets you a couple of items. I think a resin.
The original resins.
Yeah, I think it gives you some original resin. It gives you a couple of other things. It's kind of like a scam if you're going right off the beginning of the season. But if you're at 40 and there's only like so much time left,
sure.
I would probably get the 40 just so you can just jump those 10 levels. Now, if there's enough time where you think you can get those 10 levels, because the battle, like the milestones for the battle pass are actually pretty easy, then just get the $10 one.
All right, sounds good.
I got the $20 one. It jumped me from 2 to 12, I think. Yeah. But right now I'm at 16, I think. So, really only need to get to 30 just to get the 5-star weapons. Or get one of the 5-star weapons.
I mean, the weapons are nice. I pre-registered, so I have a 4-star already. That's actually pretty respectable. I'm way more interested in just all the items.
Yeah.
Like that's another way to really pick up, perhaps not for adventurer rank and for character rank, but it will give you a power boost or otherwise make your economy smoother, because that gets rough when you get so far in.
Yeah, that's something I really need to look into, because I've just been like attaching stuff willy-nilly, which isn't very good for later on.
I need like 7 white iron chunks so I can make that prototype Aminus weapon for Razor.
I have my I have 2 copies, one, so I've fed one to the other, and boy, my Razor is dishing it out right now.
Yeah.
On the topic of Genshin Impact, I guess we do need to talk about the leaks and their validity.
Yeah.
Or in this case,
not me.
Potential lack
The leak leaks.
Oh yeah, the leak leaks, exactly.
I mean, you can talk about me all you like, but this is not on topic. So, but yeah. So leaks, as in what's the gossip?
There's apparently some gacha changes coming through. Which, by the way, these are all leaks. The developers have said don't believe anything any like things you see from random people on the internet. And this is like there's specifically talking about the screenshot from a Discord server that came in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you describe it? Could you describe what's happening in the screenshot?
Do you have it written down?
I don't have it written down, but it's from what I know, it's the new region in Azuma, which is already confirmed to be the next region anyway. So that's like a no-brainer. Like MiHoYo actually said that that's going to be the next region. Talking about 2 characters, which I think they did confirm that the one that you're supposed to get at rank 42 is correct.
That's news to me.
And the gacha changes. Which are 1, they're removing being able to show your rates, which is 100% false because this is a Chinese company, and in China it is illegal to do that. So That's dumb. And the gotcha rate is like they're lowering the pity system to 50 10 pools, or like to
So
a 50 pool.
it's not quite that. It's similar. Uh, Currently, pity is 50 pulls.
90. No,
They
90.
Oh no, 90.
Yeah.
The change that I saw would be after every so many pulls, you would get a special currency where you could choose a certain character. I think after 50 you could choose a 4-star, and after 90 you could choose any 5-star you wanted.
Okay.
But
yeah.
you did have to pay into it. You weren't just getting these willy-nilly.
Oh yeah.
Going back to what you said about the Discord, remember, these are leaks, and these leaks have been disavowed by the community member. Genshin Impact team member Sunmilk, I believe,
Yeah.
on Discord was quick to remind travelers that any official information will come from official sources.
Mm-hmm.
The website, the official Twitter, Facebook, Discord, or the in-game announcement system they have. Any other information should be treated as misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
That said, some of it does feel pretty solid just because it's the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, I mean, the Inazuma is 100%.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I think the big tip-off for a lot of people was the fact that there was any rumor of getting rid of seeing the rate, because that is incredibly illegal in China.
Yeah, and in a lot of other countries too.
Mm-hmm. This has kind of flipped people's opinion. Now thinking that everything is fake. I think the truth lies somewhere in between, obviously, but it'll take a while for us to figure out what was correct.
Mm-hmm. I think the only way they could get away with that is if they could, I guess at baseline, argue that since you're getting a thing at 50 and 90, that it's not really gambling because you get to choose in the end.
It would certainly have a stronger case than a lot of other companies that have argued this before.
Yeah.
Because unlike they, who just make the blanket assertion of, well, you're playing a video game, so you're getting something for your money. This would be, you are actually, if you pay in for Primo Gems and get the summon, you will be receiving a reward. I still think that's sketchy, but it might be the way they get around that if this leak turns out to be true.
Yeah, I mean, there are some countries that are really dislike gambling, like Japan. It's illegal to gamble, so they really want to be careful with how they word things and how they go about things. The same with the whole was it Blizzard had a thing with gambling, the loot boxes.
Oh yeah,
the countries were trying to get around that. Yeah. So
at the end of the day, I mean, to no great surprise, information might have been leaked and people flipped out and were getting very excited. Now, an overeager community being excited about unverified information. This happens to every community. We'll see if it's true. We'll see if it's not.
It does. But yeah. I can't wait. 1.1's possibly supposed to be at the end of the month, hopefully.
That's what the rumor mill is. Fact of the matter is, no official statement on that at all yet. God, I hope it is, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of companies doing sketchy things, Epic and Apple.
Yeah.
They're still in their little squabble about Fortnite.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're having a spat.
They apparently do not want to be settled by a jury.
Yeah.
So
Judge Yvonne Gonzalez actually wanted them to because she felt there was an importance of understanding what real people think. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
But both companies are like, nah, it's fine. Let's go to court. They at least agreed on that together.
Yeah. I hope it does go to jury because stuff like this matter should be decided by the people that are actually that might actually be buying into the game, or people with not a non-corporate mindset.
Just so,
Yes,
just so.
this is why the judge said that thing that she said. Yeah, she felt the same way.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely
It
that.
is interesting that Fortnite, sorry, that Epic didn't try to use that for like a public defense, perhaps not an actual defense, just a way to go on a good faith with the public. It is a little strange to see both teams deciding, no, we'd rather you just did it, Judge. Um, I mean, it's not surprising in that clearly they don't want the wider community to have an impact because that will lead to long-standing change. But this was a chance for Epic to spite Apple, and there's a little piece of me that's surprised they didn't take it.
Mm.
Nah, corporations got to think like corporations, man.
It's true. It's true.
So what's the current thing? So I know Apple wanted to take their thing off their store.
Apple
Has.
did take
Then
it.
it
Apple
has.
has, yeah.
So I think there was some. How did Epic respond?
Epic responded
80
with
page
a
lawsuit.
well,
In his
yes,
lawsuit, right?
but more immediately there was a restraining order against Apple that should have allowed them to keep their app on the iOS products for a time. That has not come to pass, or at least the judge did not make any mention of it. So I am unaware of how that's shaping up.
Yeah.
The larger, broader example is, yes, an 80-page lawsuit that leads us to today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Same with Google
boy.
too. They have an 80-page
it?
lawsuit against Google because Google took their took them off the app as well.
Oh, they did the same thing.
Yeah. Only I don't think they're worried about Google as much.
Hmm.
Yeah. 4 more Torchlight devs open a new studio. Like you
Yes.
know about this?
Oh yeah. Let me think. Just scroll up in my notes. Just scroll.
Yeah, I completely missed this.
Yeah. So let's see. So former Torchlight and Borderline devs have created a currently unnamed studio led by probably Monsters. They've actually been buying lots of smaller studios in like a collective recently. Probably Monsters itself was founded by former Bungie CEO in 2019, so that was only last year. Yeah, but since then they've been buying stuff up. And this currently untitled studio is working on a co-op RPG.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's along the lines of what they've been doing, I suppose, already, with experience and all that. And let's see, this new studio is led by Runic Games co-founders John Dunbar and Marsh Leffer, and also former lead design on Borderlands Patrick Blank, and finally former Runic CEO Alan Fong. So those are quite well-known folks in those past companies.
You know how you know this game's going to be good?
Uh-huh.
Because the guy from the Borderlands team is gonna do everything he can to spite the fuck out of Randy Pitchford.
I believe that. I absolutely do.
Because fuck that guy.
Hoo-hoo.
As we all know, especially in this chat, Spider's a hell of a motivator.
Yes, it is. And same with Bungie, probably Bungie CEO.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think they're gonna... I mean, they can't obviously... Will they make something similar to what they've worked on in the past, do you think, or...
As long as they name it something separate and don't get too egregious with the similarities, it should be fun.
I'm assuming co-op roguelike.
Uh-huh.
Some along the lines, probably like a co-op roguelike.
Mm.
Like fully co-op, or more akin to like Dark Souls co-op, where you can call a butt in?
No, fully co-op. If it's
That would be
anything,
interesting.
like it might be something like Torchlight. If it's a co-op RPG, it probably won't be any. Probably not for their first game. They probably wouldn't do anything like.
Yeah, I mean,
Dark
it's on
Souls.
there like what they've done in the past, right? Bungie was Halo, right? And then you got Borderlands and Torchlight, right? So
Yeah.
it's in their wheelhouse. They probably
Yeah.
do something along those lines.
Roguelite or something like a looter shooter type thing. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that prediction down. Cyberpunk 2077 went gold today. but
Yeah, it did, and
probably due to what they've been doing the past couple of months.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, this, isn't it?
It is. It is.
For the uninitiated, and I imagine there's not many, but just in case, to go gold is the gaming industry's way of saying development has finished, which isn't to say that there won't be work from now until release in the form of a day one patch, but officially, game's done.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna work on producing the physical copies and getting the server space for people to be able to download it. The problem is that CD Projekt Red promised last year that they would not be crunching during the whole entire debacle of all these other companies doing crunch, and they're doing crunch. So
he specifically said to Kotaku that this is a thing they would not do, and they would look after like the whole health of their dev team and whatnot. But then, unfortunately, someone passed on an anonymous employee apparently passed on a letter to Bloomberg.com.
Yeah, to Jason Schreier himself.
Yeah. Saying starting today, and then obviously it was like, yeah, actually we're doing crunch now. We're working 6 days a week. So Adam Badowski said, "Oh yeah, actually starting today, the entire studio is in overdrive." That's when Bloomberg approached them.
Yeah, not to play devil's advocate, because honestly, it would have been great to have them release this game no crunch applied. But the letter did go on. Sorry, the email did go on to later say, Adam Badowski, I take it upon myself to receive the full backlash for the decision. I know this is in direct opposition to what we've said about crunch. It's also in direct opposition to what I personally grew to believe a while back, that crunch should never be the answer. But we've extended all other possible means of navigating the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rough. It's rough, really it is. And while I do feel for the dev team who perhaps might have believed there wasn't going to be crunch, it is also important to remember that this game was announced way back in 2013 and has seen 3 or 4 different delays already. At some point, the product does need to come out. CDPR, while being a darling to the gaming community, is business.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've worked in a games company that had to do crunch as well, and we worked till like all week, all weekend until 2 a.m. some nights, and it sucks. But you get a lot of pressure on you to release a game, especially if you are late in delivering when you initially promised, and there's a lot of stress involved. But I will say, at least in Poland, it's by law. You have to pay overtime. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
So at least they have that. Like, a lot of devs, unfortunately, do not get overtime pay. So at least I'm saying they have that. I mean, but I do feel for the developers, though, because it's shit.
Absolutely.
It is shit.
Absolutely.
CD Projekt Red isn't. This isn't new for them, because they did the same thing with Witcher 3 and they did the same thing with Witcher 2. They're actually very known for swapping out their developers mid cycle too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's a lot of the reasons why most of their games get delayed half the time.
Sure.
Right.
It's because you'll end up getting new people on in the middle of the development cycle. And so it takes them longer to get like acclimated to actually getting into their stride. And so this game has already had like 3 I think 3 delays.
I do also believe it's been 3 or 4 delays at this point.
Sorry,
3 or 4 public delays at this point.
Yeah.
And I mean it's tough, but I have faith that CD Projekt Red is probably, at least the higher ups are probably making sure that their people aren't working like themselves to death. So they're probably mandating breaks and everything. It's
my own bias coming up, but I'd really like to say, look, at very least, this is the first time this whole creative cycle that is for Cyberpunk that we're hearing about crunch. At least this hasn't been something that they crunched at the end of every possible delay, which means this couldn't have been going on for too long. But I mean, really, how long is too long for crunch? So,
yeah. And I mean, if they're just coming out now talking about like it's crunching, and then it literally just went gold, they're probably crunching on is they're going to be the day one patch, getting all of the fixes that they know that they possibly know for the bugs that are in the game or any graphical glitches or anything.
I should actually surmise that the crunch had happened previously and the letter got out after all was said and done, so no one could be fired during work.
Maybe
it's a guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I do want to shout out bug testers and the like, because holy heck, your job is hard, and I salute you. It is like the game is the job you take. Like it is it's a way to get into a games company for sure, but the job itself, really, you should respect these people. Bug testers are amazing, and thank you for your hard work.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what Cyberpunk looks like in the end. I will.
It is the hardest part of being critical because I think we are all looking forward to this game.
I'm like kind of looking forward to the game. I've seen the melee combat in this game, and it doesn't look too good, but
I want it so bad. It's so bad.
I will like if I'm gonna get this, it's gonna be on next gen consoles. So,
PC baby.
Most likely gonna be PS5 for me. But speaking of games getting delayed, WoW Shadowlands got delayed last week.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And for good fucking reason too, because
Absolutely.
everybody that has played that beta fucking hates it.
Oh no!
The most humorous part about this to me is just before the delay was made public, a handful of content creators had spoken about it. They were unabashedly negative. They really wanted to get their point across so that Blizzard would hear them. But pretty much everyone had the same idea, which was, is this flawed? Yes. Does it need to be delayed? Yes. Do I believe it is going to be delayed? No. I do not.
And they did. They got it.
Thankfully.
I've seen Asmongold do so many videos about how this game needs to be delayed. And then when it finally got delayed, he was like, fuck yes.
So what was so bad about it?
Almost every system in the game for leveling up, for getting gear, for like I think the whole factions that they have for it, everything's just, it's not fun. It's nothing anybody wanted. I haven't looked too much into it because I'm not really too big into WoW, even though before Genshin Impact came out, I was actually heavily deciding like subbing back to it and like trying to play it.
Okay.
Honestly, from what I saw, the big issue was balance.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what I saw went back to the Covenant system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that seemed pretty integral to the expansion. And so, I mean, if the core idea of what you're building around is flawed, then everything else is in a domino effect, going to be in balance because of it. And it seems that was the case.
But I'm glad. I'm glad that the WoW community is getting exactly what they wanted. It's supposed to be delayed to later on this year, so it's most likely going to come out in December. I know pre-patch is happening still sometime this month, like the 16th or something. Or no, the 13th actually, because it's coming out the same day. The pre-patch is coming out the same day as the new 14 patch.
Yeah, I suppose they got a lot of pressure to get it right. I mean, WoW used to really ride on the waves of success. Like everyone loved WoW. They would probably subscribe just because it's WoW, and then there was always like that. WoW is the top MMO of its era, but now it's got lots of competition, and they can't ride that anymore.
No.
The whole yeah.
No, the past couple of expansions for WoW have been lackluster, to say the least.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Legion was really good actually, but before that you had Warlords of Draenor, which bombed completely, and then Battle of Azeroth was like it started out really shitty and it got a little bit better towards the end, but it's still bad.
Mm.
And
How long do you think WoW will last?
forever.
Yeah, I think that even with these major hits, with the major exoduses they've seen, all it would take is a couple of good expansions. Frankly, I think a World of Warcraft 2 is finally in order, and they've been going out of their way to avoid this for years. But I genuinely believe slapping a 2 onto that bad boy and updating the system would bring a lot of people back in, if for no other reason, sheer curiosity.
Mm.
Maybe, I don't know. It's really hard to
Yeah, I suppose
satiate
a lot
the
of
WoW
people did come
community.
back. Yeah, a lot of people came back for the WoW Classic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big thing about that.
Yeah. WoW Classic's been actually a pretty huge success. In the long run, and there's talks about them doing a Burning Crusade servers.
Okay, there you go.
Really?
So yeah, which would be pretty good.
You liked WoW the first time. Let's do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just gonna skip over the rubbish bits.
This is WoW 2. Like WoW Classic is WoW 2 because it's just they're just redoing it. Oh man,
but that's WoW TOO. I wanted WoW TOW or TWO.
Oh, I'm actually kind of hyped for because I tried playing WoW Classic and I got to like maybe level 15 because that game's rough to level in by yourself.
See, I've only tried WoW one time and it was a long time ago. I shan't tell you the exact date because I feel old if I do. But my first experience of WoW was like running in as a small gnome, mistakenly going on the wrong server because I misheard my friend, and then I was trying to kill something for like leveling up or whatever, and then someone ran up, like kill steal, and I was like, what the hell? And they started swearing at me in French and left me, and I was just like, oh, I'm really sad now. Log off.
I've played WoW off and on. I've had a couple of max level characters. I don't even own Battle for Azeroth. But I've played off and on, and I've done some raids. It's fun. I have more fun playing 14, but I have been recently listening to a bunch of Asmongold videos, and I'm like, man, I could start up my my WoW account again. And
I would try it again because my first time was, I assume, is not everybody's experience.
Oh no.
I am willing to try again, but I mean, I'm in a position I can't really pay for subscriptions, so it's probably not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the MMO news.
No, this hit me hard, man.
It's sad.
This really did, because it is very sad. So, I personally know the voice actor's father. Well, not personally, but I've grown up with this actor because I don't know if anyone is from the UK. They would know the TV show Only Fools and Horses. It's a very heartwarming comedy series that the voice actor's father stars in as Rodney. But his son went into voice acting. Archie Lyndhurst, if you must know the name. His dad's Nick. But yeah, unfortunately, at the tender age of 19, he sadly passed away suddenly. And in Final Fantasy XIV, where he voices the character Ennoir. Am I saying that right? I'm so sorry. Yeah, he's like a major NPC, or not major NPC, but a leading NPC in among a certain group of NPCs family in Heavensward, the expansion there. And 19, man, that really sucks.
Did it say what he died from?
There wasn't, not really. They kept that bit a bit personal, but what they did say was that it was a short-term illness that he succumbed to.
Oh,
it is very sad.
It is very sad.
So young.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a TV series and starred alongside his dad too. I mean, they're a really close family. So oh gosh, that did really hit me hard.
Mm.
Anwar is part of what's his face? What's his face's family, right? I forgot his name.
Yeah, Full
and I'm
Temp.
really, yeah,
Full
Yeah,
Temp's
he's
fa-
the
yeah.
household Tom.
Yeah, that's what I mean by leading family, like leading character, because like NPC, because that family is like a very central family you go to as the player.
Mm-hmm.
They help you out in Heavensward. They really look after you and support you. And the character Anwar, he goes through like his own little story arc. He develops as the expansion goes on.
Which is weird because even in that, he's a tertiary character at best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being the man 7 to a man lane. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he's is it a man lane?
Yeah. He's
The son?
Yeah. And just really sweet. Poor little
He
boy.
was very sweet.
Yeah.
It's better than a man lane, actually.
Oh, goodness, so he was
A man
he
lane
was the stick by which we'd learned to judge him by. So.
Yeah.
And like this little character tries his very best and is essentially a babysitter.
Yeah, but it's really
Very sad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
I hate to see like people in like video like the voices in the video games that I like I play a lot to die because I felt the same way when Yugiri's
yeah, that was
Yugiri's
awful.
voice actress died.
Yeah, the circumstances surrounding her like
her death
was awful.
Yeah. Yes, very awful.
And they didn't replace her for a long time out of respect as well.
Did they ever catch
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think they have been tried.
Okay.
I
was so mad. I was mad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad.
Well, on a lighter note, Leek, you get to play Baldur's Gate 3 at some point in time soon.
I wish.
Maybe.
I need to replace my computer first, man, because it's only on like PC platforms, like Steam and GOG and what's the other one, the Google one, Stadia.
We don't talk about Stadia.
Actually,
and Mac as well.
Actually,
Mac.
Side note.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Stadia so much that Google itself doesn't talk about Stadia, because Google itself came out with like a TV or something recently, a smart TV. Or something. That one doesn't even come with an Ethernet cord for it. All right, and so it's I don't think it's a smart TV, but it's a device, and it doesn't even it won't even like use Stadia at launch. So,
yeah, admittedly, this is the first time I've heard of it after Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm so sorry, Google.
Google,
I don't know.
Google doesn't even talk about Stadia. That's how much they want to kill Stadia, I assume.
Yeah,
wow.
It was a bold venture that has not and foreseeably will not pay off.
And yet here I am, wringing my hanky in frustration because I can't play it because it's not on console. They said they're not releasing it on consoles yet because they feel like the hardware is not won't show off the graphics or whatever, the game and whatnot.
So I've seen
as well as they wanted to.
I've seen Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 be played by Sly. All right, how much of a graphical increase is it? Is it still going to be the same type of like gameplay?
It's beautiful. Like I know you have to look at the screenshots. They've like for character creation, for example, they've scanned in like actual faces. And there is so much variety in the the facial proportions and whatnot that you can select in character creation. And there's like how many races? There's like, gosh, scrolling. There's like 16 races and sub races. So like this is D&D like base, by the way. So there's like so many different types of folks you can create and play as. And oh my gosh, it looks really, really. You can like zoom in to their paws.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's generally like from going to, and I hate to make this comparison because it's not a bad game,
Mhm.
but Diablo, I almost said Doom, Diablo to one of the more modern Dragon Ages. I think it would be a good comparison. Like it doesn't it keeps a lot of the same feeling, but like visually, it's so different. It's such a
Yes.
different game now.
Yeah, and they did a playthrough of like the first mission that they streamed and whatnot as well. I think you and me watched it all together.
We did.
Yeah, and it feels like you can actually run a game of D&D by playing this game, because you can have your own party, you can play with other people, not just have the AI as a party.
It's multiplayer.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, and
Up
there
to
are
4
dice
people?
rolls. Yeah, the dice rolls, you use the usual like stats that you have in D&D as well. So you can have you can make a ranger and whatnot, or like fighter, etc. Yeah, I think all of the main classes are open, right?
As
They
far as I
didn't-
saw, yeah.
Yeah. So like the environment looks great as well, and there's so much dialogue is all spoken, I think, except for your own character, which is usually the thing that happens.
I'm looking at the spec requirements for it.
Please tell me.
Yeah.
Read them out.
For the CPU, this is recommended. This is not lowest, but let me see if I can actually find the lowest. Minimum for Baldur's Gate 3 is an Intel i5 or an AMD FX CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, Windows 10, obviously, a NVIDIA GTX 780 or an AMD Radeon R9, and 70 gigabytes of disk space. I mean, I honestly,
I gotta admit,
probably
for the minimum, yeah, that's pretty good.
You probably could run it on your because you just bought a new laptop, right?
No.
Oh. Wait.
Tiny violins are now playing.
I thought.
I'm so poor.
We found a way around that problem using alternative means.
Okay.
Yeah. I salvaged a lot of things. Anyway.
You might be able to.
Let's move
play
away
it.
from my financial situation.
You might be able to play it.
No,
fundamentally, she
I'm not
can't
gonna
because
risk it.
Windows 10.
Yeah, also that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an old laptop. Anyway, they might release it on next-gen consoles, but that's a might. I'm not sure. They haven't confirmed or said anything, but currently it's PC only and Mac, if there are Mac players.
Look, long story short, if you play D&D or have played D&D in the past, you'll enjoy this. Like, it really is very, very much honest to the series. So,
yes, I ramble and ramble. He has said it more in an articulate way. When I talk, I throw spaghetti. I apologize.
We might figure out a way to get you to play it at one day, Leak.
I'm determined. I'm freaking looking forward to this. I've even did the pre-registration. By the way, you can do pre-registration, folks.
Yeah, pre-register. Remember that the early access is October 6th, so that is tomorrow.
Yes, 10 a.m. PT Tuesday. But yeah, you can sign up to the new Larian account. It's just a website they've set up, and that gives you access to cross-save feature. And I'm assuming it's very similar to Steam. It saves your saved information there on the cloud saving. Has anyone heard? They haven't really elaborated what cross-save means actually.
It just usually so the cross-save is most likely they're gonna have an account. You have an account you have to sign up for.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I just said. Yeah, they have the account. I'm assuming the save data is there, right?
Yeah, your save data will be probably uploaded to whatever Larian Cloud Studios or whatever will have, and then any device that you log on to for this game, you'll just be able to. It's just like Genshin Impact.
Okay. I'm assuming Square Enix account type of situation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you get it, Dal and I should get it, and we can all play.
Yeah.
That would make me so happy.
And we'll get a fourth.
I would be so happy. Yep. Easy peas.
I'll poke Ethos and be like, "Hey, Ethos, you want to play a D&D style video game?"
Be interesting to see how this party works. Yeah.
We got word last week that we were in the darkest timeline, and that is now Mario has a battle royale game, and it looks actually kind of interesting.
So tell me, what makes it battle royale? Because I'm immediately going to the Japanese movie Battle Royale, people slaying each other and then screaming into the sky above.
It is neither battle royale in that sense, nor is it battle royale in terms of people running into some circle before, I don't know, you die on the outside. This is more akin to the Tetris 99 feature they have,
Okay.
where you're just playing the game better than other people.
Yeah.
I believe, depending on how many enemies you stomp or how quickly you get through the level, you impact other people's runs, either by spawning more enemies or some other way. And, I mean, don't die. Be the last person going, and you win. It's your victory.
It looked interesting. If you're into playing the old school Super Mario games, it might be up your alley, especially if you're into getting through those levels as fast as you can. Because it looks like it's for pretty much for people that speedrun Super Mario games.
Oh, it's essentially the platformers that you speedrun through.
Yes.
All right. Right.
Looks good. I think it's already out, actually, or about to be out.
Yes, it is.
So it's interesting. I might watch some people play it, but I'm not really into playing Super Mario games. So
if you are, it dropped on October 1st, so get you some.
Get you some, yeah. Other Nintendo news is this also goes into We're in the Darkest Timeline. Steve and Alex from Minecraft are now in Smash.
I chortled.
I have no strong opinion on this.
As a Kirby player, I'm very amused because you know what will happen.
Yeah, when you suck him up, it turns into a block. Yeah. Or like he better turn it into a block.
Oh, he does.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, it's a sense from a strictly business standpoint, this is brilliant. From a player-based standpoint, it's still pretty great.
It's better than more Fire Emblem characters.
Genuinely.
That was a joke, yeah.
That said, there has been a lot of negative reaction from more adult fans.
Of course.
I mean, it's a
the
theme
adults are
park
the biggest
fighter,
babies.
essentially. Like, you pick silly characters and fight against each other.
Well, I'll happily play devil's advocate on this because I don't care.
Oh.
But I can also see how, with potential other choices, having a character so simple, so he's not. Steve and Alex don't strike me as very exciting to watch. I can see how a spectacle fighter like Smash would want for something different. Fact of the matter is, Minecraft is massively popular. So
well, see, there's is it the Wii Yoga character? And
I don't think they're very popular either.
Really, because she's apparently really. I mean, at least when I was playing against the players that were using her well, she completely decimates you.
The Wii Fit characters.
But she's very simple.
The Wii Fit characters are actually really good.
They're
I think they're like A or S tier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the tier list in Smash. Look, I play Smash. I'm playing like Link and one of the Fire Emblem characters because they're flashy.
No, I'm just a meme.
Snake. I play Snake.
Oh yeah. I just play Yoshi and freaking Kirby.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
I don't play any Smash because they still haven't put Sora in Smash, and that's the only reason why I'm gonna ever play Smash is if they ever put Sora in Smash.
Speaking of angry people, apparently there was a fair group of folks that were almost certain that the character was going to be Sora, and they were sorely disappointed.
Are you joking, right? It's Nomura. He's like, maybe. I'm not sure. What move should I give him? And I'll get back to you.
Actually, so the funny thing is, Square doesn't own Sora.
He's a Disney character.
He's a Disney character.
Interesting.
What does Square even own from that series anymore?
The physical disc.
All right.
And the Final Fantasy characters.
Obviously.
Yeah. They do not own the main trio, Sora, Riku, and Kairi. They are technically Disney owned.
Any original character, Disney character, falls squarely into Disney property.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they probably got to talk to Disney first before putting Sora in a Smash, which is actually why Sora will probably never be in Smash. But dude, every time there's like an announcement for a Smash character, the fucking Cage community's like, it's gonna be Sora this time. It's gonna be Sora. That we want Sora so much. Sora
So
has
it's
a
interesting
Nintendo games.
because I only heard about this after Steve launched. I had no idea he was so dead set in. Well, the fans were so dead set to have him in. What I was hearing a lot of, and what kind of made me consider for a moment, was Crash or Spyro. And I was like, yeah. Hey, hold on now. I would like that.
Yeah, I heard Crash a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you just come out. Well, not just come out, but there is a new game now, right?
Yeah, Crash.
You were talking about it.
Crash 4.
Yeah.
It's about time.
So it would make sense with the timing.
Yeah.
I think that's what got a lot of people excited about it. It checks out. So.
Steve and Alex have costumes. You get Enderman and skeleton or no zombie, yeah.
Yeah, zombie.
Which Enderman kind of looks a little weird, but well,
itty bitty little thin legs.
Yeah.
And he's not nearly tall enough. It's so weird.
What attacks does he have? Like spade, block?
No, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. I think the only thing I saw from Alex or Steve was their final Smash. And it's literally they build a house and they throw whoever they're doing the final Smash on into the house, and the house is just full of a bunch of creepers and then it blows up, and then they eat a piece of pork steak.
Okay.
Other moves were correct. You were correct, and I saw a sword, but I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we could also make like a pickaxe or
you can make a
spade or some such.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, there was. I saw them building a house at the edge, which is, I mean, that's hilarious to me, knowing that edge guarding is a thing. And that was it. Like Steve, Alex, Zombie, and Enderman they were a very simple character on the outside, and then you get to poor Sakurai, who informed us that this character was incredibly problematic, and that he was approached by Nintendo. Yeah, he was approached by Nintendo. This is not a Sakurai idea to have a Minecraft character in. To which he was like, "That'd be so hard." No. Yes.
Oh,
and then he did it.
they were real quotes, were they? Because I saw a collection of photographs of him like on his settee.
No, Sakurai was like, he was like, Nintendo came to me with this character and we were like, how are we going to do this? We will do it because I'm Sakurai and I will
that's what I saw,
whatever.
like the text caption. Okay.
It's all hyperbole, but this is a sentiment that he did get across to us.
Yes.
The most difficult part seemed to be the fact that they had to, I don't know how many stages are in this game, but they had to reprogram every stage to allow for block placement.
Yep.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, so the character itself being simple is fine and fair and understandable. But it brought with it a lot of baggage.
Yeah. I want them to like build like a track, and then you got the minecart, and you zoom across, and
You
like,
can do that.
You can.
Yep.
Yeah, just bash them off the stage.
Yep.
No,
Anything you could probably think of with the Minecraft character they did.
is in some way, shape, or form probably present. Yeah.
All right.
Along with that, they announced new Mii fighters, new Mii fighter
Oh, yeah, yeah.
costumes. A couple
Yeah.
of them
There
are
was
Minecraft.
something a little heartbreaking there for me.
Travis.
Why?
Travis touchdown.
Yep.
I genuinely, after seeing him, because I didn't think he was going to be in the game before, but after seeing him, I was like, oh, to be a costume is weird. Because I feel like he could have made it. It would have been another sword character, which I guess the Smash community doesn't want, but oof.
Mm-hmm. There was a couple of Minecraft costumes. I think there was a pig and a creeper. And
Was it
the
Cuphead
diamond
as well?
armor.
I heard.
No,
Someone
Cuphead.
told me Cuphead.
Yeah,
they lied to
that
me.
was an earlier pack, yes.
Yeah, there was an earlier pack. This is this
okay.
newest pack is. This
Because
newest pack
that's a character I'd feel would be good. Cuphead.
Yeah.
It's a shame it's just a costume.
Yeah, this new pack is 3 Minecraft costumes, a Dragonia game that I've never heard of, Bomberman, and Travis.
Right.
And I saw a couple of clips of people that I know that were screaming because of Travis.
Yeah. Like, I hadn't thought about him before, but like in hindsight, what a great addition he would have been. But I'm still of the mind that Rex would have been great too, and he's also a costume, so.
Nintendo always
Alas.
making those decisions.
So, speaking of weird decisions and confusion, let's move on to Spider-Man, shall
Man,
we?
they murdered my boy. They murdered him.
I don't think the face is that bad, but I don't like it.
They
Boy,
murdered
I don't
him.
like it.
But I'm gonna quote like a very famous quote. But why?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds. But why?
Yeah, it's strange, and I genuinely can't think of a reason they've done this. I've heard a lot of people bring up potential reasons or
No.
reasons they've heard from a friend.
So Insomniac specifically said because the new face is more akin to Yuri's.
Okay,
Yuri
this is
Lowenthal's
one of the
face,
things that I'd heard.
and that they wanted a face that will highlight next gen, like the next gen hardware, like upgrade. And I heard, imagine like, I don't like it. I just don't like it.
So they wanted to make the face more facey for next gen.
The thing is, I don't see that. He looks less human.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a fundamentally better face. I don't think it's like super worse. It's just it's such a weird choice.
He looks more akin to Tom Holland a little bit.
So people say.
I
I think it's just because he's younger. I think it's because he's younger and he has a similar hairstyle.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be older than Miles, all right? He now looks either Miles' age or younger.
I definitely prefer the old face. Especially in the screenshot that's been going around. The older face, despite apparently not being a good match to Lowenthal, emotes better.
Yes, he does.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that his skin is less smooth. It's got more age on it. So you get the minor wrinkles along the forehead, the laugh lines, all of that. Whereas this face is, oh, he's a boy. He's such a boy. Look at that little boy.
Yeah, he does have
Spider boy.
I don't
I
like
agree
it.
with you.
I don't like it. But I don't like it as much as a lot of people don't like it. Because apparently
this is news to me.
Yeah, Insomniac has been getting, a couple of devs have been getting some threatening emails.
You joking?
No, I'm not joking.
For a face swap.
Yep. And people are dumb.
People,
and
calm down, please. I mean, I can understand it's a weird choice, but like, how bad has these complaints been?
Well, I mean, the threatening emails is like
Actually,
like
Oh.
like threatening emails. Yeah, people have been saying that they're gonna find them and like kick their ass and like.
That's ridiculous.
People are dumb.
Absolutely. I disagree with the face swap, but this is not how you go about that.
No.
You make your grievances known and you move on. In the words of a very, very wise man, well, you have to be mad. It's just game.
Well, you have to be mad. But I don't like it. I mean, I'll probably still play the remastered version. But
Sure.
I'm gonna have to close my eyes throughout like 95% of the game, and just imagine.
It's gonna take some getting used to.
Just imagine the new one. Like I think it might be. I think the backlash for it might be so bad that they might put in an option to swap the thing.
You're the third person to bring that up, so I guess that's a more widespread opinion than I would have given it credit for. I think they're going to stick to their guns.
I would respect them if they stick to it. I'd respect them.
I think they will. And my biggest hope is that I do not like the face still, but I'm hoping because they've chose to make a face that better fits Lowenthal's performance, that it animates real well.
Hopefully.
So.
I'm surprised they just, like, I mean, if it looks more like Lowenthal's face, why didn't they just get Lowenthal to do it?
He
Maybe it's contractual stuff that we don't know.
No, I don't think, why didn't they just get Lowenthal to face cap the face?
Oh,
yeah. I don't know. It may be, like I said, it might be contract stuff at the time.
Yeah, I think it has to do with like an official choice by Marvel.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, I'll still play it.
Yeah, likenesses they would need. I mean, there was a likeness dispute with Last of Us, for example.
Yeah.
You know, they made her look too much like, who was it?
Oh, yes, Ellen Page.
Yeah,
That's true.
Ellen Page, yeah.
To be fair, I feel like she had grounds. I thought she was going to voice Ellie. I didn't realize I was mixing it up with not Become Human. No. There was a game that Page,
Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls. Yeah.
That's right.
That game's not that bad, Beyond Two Souls, but it's a David Cage game, so it automatically sucks.
Oh man, I can't get behind that guy's work.
Nope.
No.
Nope. So speaking of Spider-Man as well, or the remastered version, a little clarification on the PS4 to PS5 save transfers. Miles Morales, if you get it for PS4, the save transfers will go to the PS5. But it's not for the remastered version, obviously, because I think the remastered version is only going to be on PS5 anyway. So you can't save transfer your normal Spider-Man game, like the one that came out in 2018. Yes. If you have a save file for that will not transfer over to the remastered version because it's going to be
currently
a
it's only going to be for games that have been announced post new generation launch.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay. I think it's because the remastered version is actually going to be a technically separate game than the normal Spider-Man game. Miles Morales will transfer, and then like the Yakuza game, this might be a Sega thing. I'm not sure, because it's the only game that has it. But if you have a PS4 version of Yakuza Like a Dragon, it will not transfer over to the PS5. And for some, I don't know why that's an idea that's going through, but it is. And Yakuza Like a Dragon is supposed to be an RPG game, which means you're going to put probably hundreds of hours, well, not hundreds of hours, but like almost 100 hours into that game. And for your save file to not transfer over from PS4 to PS5, it's kind of a dumb decision. And I think it might be Sega, but who knows?
Yeah, I have no information on that, so.
I forgot to add this into the notes, though. There has been some clarification on using your upgrading from PS4 to PS5 with games that are cross-gen, that have the I guess not like remastered, but like that will be like the next gen version of that game.
Okay, do tell.
If you have a disc of that your PS4 game and you put it into the PS5, you will get prompted to download the digital PS5 version of that game. But if you have the digital version, of the PS4 game, that will not happen. So if you physically have the game and you put it into the PS5, it will prompt you. It'll say, "Do you want to download the PS5 version of this game?" Then you click yes, and
beside the point, though, isn't it?
And it'll be on your. Well, the thing is, it won't be like. The disc version is the PS4 version. The PS5 version will have will be the one that's specifically made for the PS5, so it'll take advantage of the SSD. It'll take advantage of the hardware that's in it.
No, I suppose that makes sense. Yes, I wasn't thinking all the way through that. Fair enough.
And it'll be on your account it'll tick onto your account that you have this game for PS5. And so if you delete it, you can
so you don't have to rebuy it. That's good. At least, yeah.
But if you have the digital version of that, you have to buy the PS5 version.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you have digital Spider-Man, you'll have to buy. Well, actually, the remastered you have to buy anyway for Spider-Man. But
yeah.
Well, that's really interesting, given that you have licensing information on the PSX, whichever PS4 or 5 you're using. So they would have the information that you own that game.
Yeah.
Weird that the digital would be the one providing the difficulty in the situation.
I think the licensing. I think it's a different license for PS4 than it is with PS5. I think that's the problem. I think the digital license is strictly just for PS4, while the disc license is just for Sony in general. So. If you have games that are not on the 100 free download with PS Plus, well, not the 100, but if you have games that are not on like the list of like 15 games that are on PS Plus for free, then keep the physical versions of that PS4 game so you can put it into the PS5 and so you can download the PS5 version of it.
Interesting decisions being made. Yeah. I look forward to hearing more about that in particular.
I wonder if you can get like a cheap secondhand copy disc and then just get around it that way.
Oh yeah, you can get if you get like a $5 PS4 game or whatever, and you just stick it into the PS5, you download whatever the PS5 version of that game is. So, but I think that's just for games that are gonna have the remaster, like the PS5 touch to it, which it's not going to be all of them, but it's going to be some of them.
There is a restriction on the list that they provided. You can only do it for certain games.
Yeah. I didn't put this in the list either, but it was about the about Xbox. Xbox's hard drive is a terabyte, but the OS is apparently just over 200 gigabytes. So you're actually going to get like a high 700 gigabyte hard drive with it. And the reason for that is the technology that allows you to resume play games.
Okay, please explain this to me, because I was blown away by the files, the memories, the file size that it
need. Resume play is going to be a thing for the Xbox. I don't know about it. How's it going to be for for PlayStation, but you're going to be able to like turn your system off. Like it's pretty much a save state. Like you know how emulators you have save states.
Is it like sleep mode on a PC or something like that?
No, you can just turn your Xbox off and then turn it back on, and then your Xbox will automatically know that you were at this point in time in this game, and you'll be able to resume that.
And that's the big difference between currently, from what we know, the Xbox and PlayStation, because PlayStation you just put into hibernate or rest mode. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And your stuff will still be in the background. This lets you turn it all the way off.
All the way off. Okay.
And the technology for that is the reason why the OS actually takes so much space.
Right.
Also, once you do this enough to certain games, it'll start deleting that save state. So like I think you can only do it with like 10 current to next gen games.
Mm-hmm.
And after that 10th one, it'll start deleting like other save states without telling you.
Okay.
So
without telling you.
Yeah, without telling you. So
I'm assuming you can manually do this as well, right?
I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna start to see that more. Start seeing more information that come up because people are getting like early copies of the Series X.
Mm-hmm.
To I guess review.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where that Angry Joe video came from. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Young Yak actually also got one too. So
no, Joe didn't actually get one. He was making fun of it, but I
Oh.
couldn't understand why. And now I didn't realize that people were getting their hands on with it.
Yeah. So we'll start to see more information on that coming up, I guess. And the reason
really cool.
the reason why is because obviously the save states are saving into the RAM, and as soon as you start hitting a point with RAM save states, it's going to be too much for the system. So current the next gen games probably are going to be, I think the limit is 10 before it starts deleting, and then I think 360 and early games are probably going to be a bit more because they're going to be less RAM intensive.
Can't wait to have to defrag my console.
Right, but I there probably will be a section where it's like you have these games in your resume play where you can just click and it automatically resumes this game. There might be an option to delete it. Who knows?
Right. So, like with this new, I feel like more and more as the years go by, PC and console the lines begin to blur.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, do you think we'll be getting like like Android systems or whatnot with the mobile phones? Will there be like antivirus and anti-malware stuff you have to download eventually?
No.
Hacking.
No, fortunately, I think it's just I think it's just different enough that we won't have to worry about that, at least for the short term.
Yeah.
I think with this getting closer and closer to PC, maybe in a generation or so, but unlikely.
No. The thing with like downloading, I guess, viruses or whatever is mainly because you have a more it's a little different because I could see it maybe with an Xbox because its OS is going to be somewhat similar to like a Windows OS, but not with the PlayStation or Sony ones because they're gonna be on a different type of OS architecture, and again, you're not bringing up a browser and you're not like typing in "go here." Because does the PS4 has a browser, does it not?
It does.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Okay.
In fact, when I was playing on Genshin Impact, any information you wanted to pull up, it just pulled up a browser, and you would go online.
But you also can't like just download stuff willy nilly off of a browser on PlayStation, and
it's true.
You can't do this. You can't on the Xbox either. So, it's more of because it's like a proprietary OS. That's like
I suppose though. I could see phishing being a thing though, because you can send messages with links.
Oh yeah, no, that happens on PlayStation all the time.
Okay.
You have like naughty website spams with friends lists and shit all the time. So
yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever. It's gonna be interesting because the PlayStation, the PS5 has only an 825 gigabyte hard drive. But Sony has a system has a program of compression for their OS that Microsoft doesn't have. So the OS is potentially going to be smaller than the PS than with on the Series X. So we might actually see equal like save space for each systems.
Well, it'll be very soon now, so
Yeah, hopefully.
keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Koei Tecmo wants to make more interesting games like Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I can see that.
I've got opinions. I've got opinions on this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dish 'em out then.
So here's the thing. Koei Tecmo is not exactly known for their willingness to try new things. Koei Tecmo is known for like 3 series. See if you can spot the familiarity between the 3. There's Dynasty Warriors, there's Samurai Warriors, and there's Warriors Orochi. They make other games, I'll get there, but these are the big ones that they're known for. I'm just saying they have a pattern here. To be fair to them, they also make Dead or Alive. Though I don't know if that's very impressive. They've also done Neo recently, which was genuinely a new thing for them. And I think, are they doing the Atelier games?
So Koei Tecmo is a publisher for Neo.
Oh, they're only a publisher for Neo.
Yeah, because the team that made Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Theory, is the one that does or is it, wait, who does Ninja Gaiden? Is it Ninja Theory? No.
Yes.
Let me double check. Ninja Gaiden.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Team Ninja, not Ninja Theory.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah,
fair play.
Ninja Theory is Hellblade.
They did.
Yes.
Team
They also did
Ninja.
Devil May Cry, that one game, right?
My point is, they have
DMC.
Yeah.
they have more or less from their year-to-year releases. They publish a very, very narrow type of game, and it's the Warriors series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, they want to work on Hyrule Warriors again. They also worked on Hyrule Warriors 1.
Yeah.
Like, when you say more interesting, it's literally what you do. It's all anyone knows you for.
I think they mean like because a lot of their games don't have like hard impact storylines because you're not going to get a hard storyline out of a Warriors
Dynasty
game.
Warriors, yeah.
You're not going to get a hard storyline out of Dead or Alive.
You didn't get a hard storyline out of the first Hyrule Warriors.
But
I mean, you could have got something out of Dead or Alive.
But the difference between Hyrule Warriors and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is that Age of Calamity is a specific prequel to Breath of the Wild.
I suppose.
And it's supposed to be a hard story. Like the shit that they showed for it, like the storyline stuff that they showed for it, looks like it's going to actually have a story.
Yeah. Absolutely. I disagree with you. I don't think that's what they're talking about. But it does have a story. We do know that. And it is kind of important being immediately attached to the main series. I genuinely just think that because they're not running in a straight line anymore, we want to do that again.
Yeah.
Because that's the big difference in this game. This game didn't look like you were just running down a hallway. A very pretty hallway. In a lot of their more recent games, they look like valleys and spillways, but it's a hallway. This one did look like there was a bit more open space to run about in, but I don't know. I think personally that what they're doing is PR speak, say on Nintendo's good side, so they can make another Fire Emblem Warriors and yet another Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't like Koei Tecmo really as a company. Period.
I think them working with Nintendo is a good thing because their better games are the Hyrule Warrior games. The best games that came out of that are, in my opinion, those 2 games. They're better than Ninja Gaiden and they're better than bloody all the Warrior games. So yeah, no, I think this is good for them, but boy oh boy, they are an uninspired company.
Yep. what company is a very inspiring company, though, is Sucker Punch, because they make really good games. And Ghost of Tsushima is one of those really good games that is getting a update on October 16th. It's the 1.1 update, and it's going to include the Legends, which is the 4-player co-op multiplayer that is going to have missions and a post-launch raid. It comes
Now, interesting.
New game plus, new merchandise in game,
And
a
4
custom
different
gear
classes.
load. Yeah, it's going to have 4 different classes.
Did they say what they'll be?
I can't. Well, we saw them in
Hunter
the trailer.
and something. Yeah, it's
Samurai, Assassin, Hunter, and I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that's pretty hype. I'm still in Act 1 in Ghost of Tsushima. I will
I
one day
platinumed
beat
it.
That is another game I fear I will just like get lost in the environment.
You will.
100%.
Yeah.
The game is more beautiful than it has any right to be.
It's stunning.
And it's on a PS4.
Oh, and the story's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, like honestly, this post-launch stuff is really. It's bizarre remembering when it came out and realizing 1.1 will be in October 16th. Goodness.
Yep.
I'm happy to see it though. This game is very much Game of the Year contendership status.
Are they gonna win?
It was. What's going to compete with it this year? Last of Us 2, and that's it, right?
Yeah, Last of Us 2. And probably Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, yeah, that did come out
remake,
early this year, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that either of them really have the clout to top it, though. And I'm a Square shill. This was really good.
I mean, a lot of people were like umming and ahhing initially about it because it's like, oh, this Western studio is going to make a samurai game. Pa! But no, it's like a love letter to old samurai movies. You can tell they really researched and love what they do.
Yeah.
Like just the filters alone, and you can make it look like an old samurai movie as you play. They even do something to the audio, right?
Yeah.
Bloody Kurosawa mode where they make the audio so tinny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so great.
So, Dalit, we hitting up that multiplayer, right?
I imagine so. I can't imagine needing a reason to play this, and they've still given me one. So.
I don't think I need to beat the game to do the multiplayer, so...
You might need to get to a certain point, but I mean, I know where you are. I assume you're past it. I'm kind of a little excited. I was going to go through it again, but I purposefully waited for the inevitable New Game Plus, and I was not disappointed. New Game Plus as well, so...
Yes.
Well, going from samurais to knights, Fall Guys Season 2 is going to be knight-themed. That's Knight.
Okay, so I didn't watch the trailer, so what does it mean by Night Fever? Is it like night-themed costumes, night-themed games? Is it jousting?
Yes. Yep.
Is there jousting?
I didn't see jousting, but the map that they showed, that they showed had like guillotines and
guillotine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a few guillotines in it, and everybody was dressed up like olden times. It looked nice. Do any of you guys play?
I do not.
I do dabble. I dabble.
I played a little bit. Yeah, I dabbled too.
Yes.
But that comes out soon. Sometime this month is when season 2 starts. So
guillotines though, is that why the devs are like putting out these weird anatomy drawings?
No.
This is how we want to behead you. Some of them are really weird.
We're not going to talk about these anatomy drawings, please. They're just so creepy.
They are. I have high hopes for this. Even though I don't play it, I enjoy the enjoyment that other people have with it. And I've really liked Takeshi's Castle or MXC in the West.
Yeah.
So this is just more of that. It's always so enjoyable.
I can easily imagine like someone shoutcasting this.
100%.
It is very amusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play a little bit of Season 2 when it comes out. I only got to, like, level 8, I think. But that's mainly because there's a lot of other games for me to play, and Genshin Impact came out, and so that's taking up all my time. But yeah, now I'm super excited for this next piece of news because them doing this means I might finally get a remaster of one of my two favorite games of all time. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is getting a remaster, and it's announced for current gen consoles and PC.
Oh, Need for Speed. Oh,
So,
gosh.
so help me out here. Which Need for Speed game is this? I haven't played since you were driving around supercars, and that's not what you do anymore. So is this the 2010 release?
No, this is the early fucking Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Oh, this is the one that I played.
This is
way
like
back when on the
this
PS.
is first Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I'm assuming from what I looked at, I think it's the first Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Don't do this to me.
And them
I stopped playing because they got away from all of this. If
them
they
doing
go back to
this-
it, I'm back on board.
Let me go back up and look at it.
Because there was a game in about 2010, I believe, that was just Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. They just rebranded it using more of the. I think they were using more modern cars, and there were supercars, but the focus wasn't on the Lamborghinis, the McLarens, the Ferraris, Porsches. It was the more modern things that you would expect to find. But if we go back to ye olden Need for Speed, I'm all about it. I'll play that game again.
Well, Gematsu doesn't specifically say, but I think the 2010 Need for Speed Hot Pursuit was also just like a remake of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
My goodness, I missed out on a gem then.
So I think this one is it might be a remaster of that one. But I mean, it says race your friends in crossplayer and auto log. Enjoy loads of extra content and updates. Drive exotic supercars with weapons.
Yes, I'm here for this.
Yeah, but them doing this, I'm hoping for a remake or remaster of Underground.
Yeah, Underground genuinely was very good.
I want that. I have looked. Actually, I'm gonna watch this trailer because I didn't actually watch the trailer.
Yeah, Underground's the one I know the most about.
Yeah, that was like the first. Yeah. I think that was the last one I played. Despite liking it, I don't think I came back to the series after it. Because I believe that was the big move away.
Yeah, I do enjoy races, but it falls into the category of the games I enjoy playing but are terrible at. And I will play with people because I found most enjoyment racing against other folks, especially friends. But playing by myself, I wouldn't go out my way to do that.
Well, Underground had a unique. I'm sure it continued in the series, but it was kind of unique in that Underground kind of felt like an RPG almost.
Yeah.
Really now?
Yeah, it did. It felt like because it was a really cohesive storyline, and as you went through it, you got better cars, and you were able to kind of level up your cars as well.
Yeah.
So you were able to pick which car you wanted to play, and level that up if you wanted to take I think one of the first cars you were able to pick was the Mazda Miata, right off the bat, and you were able to take that car all the way to the end, but you were able to soup it up as you went through the game.
It was not the way you began, boy oh boy.
No, it's not the way you began, but you could.
Sure.
And Underground had some of the best. Had kind of the best storyline, even though it was kind of generic, and great OST, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1-2 level OST.
Oh, yeah, that's another good shot. The OST was pretty great.
And I really want them to do it. It looks like it's. Yeah, I can't tell because the trailer for it is a live action trailer.
I mean, cars. What are you going to do?
Yeah, for remastered. But I'd have to look at the more recent Need for Speed Hot Pursuit game. But it looks like it might be a remastered of the most recent one. Either way, I'm still kind of... I keep looking back and, 2010 video game, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's just a remaster of that one, of the 2010 one.
Look, well, you know, I'll probably check it out at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just want them to do a remaster of Underground. But I'll get this one too. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. This isn't new news, but games on externals. So if you have Xbox games on externals, which a lot of people probably do, they'll be able to be booted up, and playable at launch of the Series X and S. So that's good. So if you
it's good confirmation.
Western audiences get a big win this week.
This news is so big.
This is the greatest news, and I like to say ha, because we were right all along.
It's a big W.
Sony is finally switching the PS5 commands for Japanese players. Cross will now be confirmed, and circle will now be canceled.
So let me tell you about the history of this. So Batsumaru, right?
Yeah.
It's a thing in Japan. Like Batsu is the like cross, and they would physically cross their arms to make the sound. It means you're wrong or like, damn it, like no, is that kind of thing. And Maru is the ping pong. You know, you are correct. That is right. Okay. So for them to change this in Japan as well, they're doing this.
Yes.
Well, they're not doing it here. We already have it like this.
Yeah, we already have X for confirm and circle.
I mean,
I've
got PS4 in Japan, so but okay. So that's a big change. It's going against what they learn from a small child, because this is used. Batsumaru is used since like preschool. Like this is how they mark the homework. By the way, you have the Batsu and the Maru, and also the triangle, which is like so. So, like, mark homework is like big circle, yeah, you got it right, well done. Or huge cross, you are ashamed of yourself because it's wrong.
Yep.
Like, I'm curious why they've decided this.
Genuinely, it is a curious thing that they've decided to change after so many years.
Yeah, it's ingrained since childhood.
Make no mistake, I have to side with Aqua here, living in America, and gloat. Because,
this is correct.
Oh yeah, this is correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is strange. It is very strange.
The only reason why we're correct in all this is because of the button layout. The button layout, it doesn't matter what like X and circle or like what cross and circle is or whatever. It's just because the button layout makes the most sense. All right. Now, if circle was where the cross is, and cross was where the circle is, we would
even in Western, like, I guess culture, whatever, is like cross is also means wrong. So I'm I wonder why.
No idea. Couldn't tell you.
No idea either. Like I said, for us it was button layout. We're used to where the cross is to being a point of where you would hit confirm at.
Okay. Why don't they just swap the symbols around then?
Because that would screw everybody up.
Can you imagine the blowback on that? How dare the circle sleep where the X once sat?
I'll try and find comments from Japanese Twitter then.
Oh, I can't wait for the salt.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be so mad.
Yeah.
They're going to be so mad.
That's my homework.
Now, that said, I am surprised, just thinking about it as we just have, that this must be for unification purposes, just one layout worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, it does make sense that it goes for where most people have the layout.
Yeah.
Mm.
However, I am surprised we are 5 generations in, and at no point did Japan go, no, screw them. They have to use our layout. Because I mean, to be fair, in one degree or another, if you played the earlier Final Fantasy titles, you did have to do that.
So, I actually caught wind of this before, alright? Hajimari no Kiseki, confirm is X.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I'm playing the Japanese version and confirm is X. So, I guess importing a game, I am actually seeing it firsthand.
Future's now.
And Hajimari will have a PS5 patch for it, so...
Jeez, we really are in the future. I mean, flying cars when?
Yeah, flying cars when. Yeah.
Press X to enter.
Press X to enter. Or press X to doubt. Press X to doubt. So, our last bit of news, or, well, a little bit of last bit of news. Some Japanese studio got a hold of a PS5, and they got to play the one game that ships with the PS5. This game is completely free. It's called Astro's Playroom. It's going to be a platformer-esque type game, and there is a 10 to 15 minute gameplay of a guy going through the game, collecting coins, doing puzzles, and all that stuff. Looks really nice. It's actually probably a pretty solid game that actually just ships with your PlayStation console.
All right, let me have a look. Look at a screenshot. Robots.
Yeah, you get to play as Astro, which is the character in the PS Home for PlayStation 3.
He's flying around on a PS5 controller. Okay. Interesting. 'Cause I made fun of the PS5 controller looking like, is it Eevee from
Wally,
yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so here's actually, so if you watch that video, which I you guys can watch it after this or whatever. He shows off doing stuff with the controller, with the DualSense controller. There's a bit where he gets on a ice platform or whatever, and it shoots out like a kind of like a windmill thing. One of those things you have to blow, and it does the whole spinny thing. You actually have to blow into the controller to get it to spin.
Oh, they're gonna use the mic. They did this. So fair. It's neat, but they are not the first person to do this.
No, they're not, but it's cool.
It's neat.
On VR too, by the way.
It's neat, but I've been blown away by this. Excuse that pun. Goodness, what is wrong with me? Since Phantom Hourglass, I believe. So.
Yeah.
Platformer on VR.
Yeah, it's a nice. It looks like a nice platformer. You go through, you collect these PlayStation coins through it. You fight some things. You also collect just history of PlayStation stuff. One of the things he gets to collect out of a chest or whatever is a PlayStation 3, of fat PlayStation 3. So the stuff you can collect, I think the stuff you can collect you can put into Astro's room.
Oh, okay. So essentially little trophies.
Yeah, pretty much. It's nice. It ships. It's completely free. It ships with your PlayStation game. It's already it's already installed into your PlayStation, so it's gonna be already there, and it's gonna be nice. I'll probably play it because
try it on VR.
No, I'm not gonna. I'd have to buy a VR headset. I'm not into the whole VR
Do it for
right
the
now.
podcast, Alka. Come on, man.
No, I don't play. I don't like VR. Unless I don't like the whole getting up and looking all goofy with the gigantic headset on, looking around thing. The only time I'm gonna play VR is if they ever get it to the point of fucking Sword Art.
No, Doc Hack. That's where it's at. Doc Hack.
Well, it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'll be able to
plug me into
get
the Matrix. Come on.
Yeah, that's the only time I'll get into VR. So Dolly, you had some COD news?
I did not.
You did not?
Okay.
I did not.
Nope, deny.
Deny?
I was wrong.
You was wrong?
I was talking a load of bollocks.
Oh. COD's beta thing starts Tuesday, I think. I think they said Tuesday. I think that's what the Twitter thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Twitters told me. Good luck downloading COD because it's probably going to be massive.
Isn't it true that the current Call of Duty doesn't actually fit on the lower?
You cannot fit it on a 250 gigabyte
That's what it was.
SSD.
Yes. Okay, so genuinely, they need to look very hard at that and never do it again.
Yeah, you know what? There's this nice code called forget what it's called. There's like a I would have to look it up. There's a code that is for compressing file sizes that developers are going to be starting to use real soon. They need to do that because it compresses like file sizes really well and it doesn't make it like horrible. Actually, Bungie needs to use this with Destiny so they don't have to do this fucking vault shit that they're doing. But I forget what it's called. I'll have to look it up. I heard it in another podcast I listened to. But I want to say it's like called Noodle. I think it's called Noodle is actually what I think it's called. Some Noodle compression software.
Roland, is there any other news you want to gossip that you've heard before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. I think that's everything we've got on this list of stuff that we have.
All right. Well, most likely next time we'll be talking a bit more about Genshin Impact. Probably seems like a theme now.
Ah, yes, it's a Genshin Impact podcast.
Oh yeah, just gonna change the name to a Perpetual Genshin.
Yeah.
Look, you support us through this. We will continue bringing the latest Genshin news.
I will start to. I'm gonna put my my PayPal into the description here, and every $30 I will make a video of me doing rolls. So just
amazing.
Just
oh boy.
I will do roll videos. Just donate $30, please. Thank you.
Anyhow, see you all next week as we cover, well, last week today in gaming.
We'll play more Genshin. I might start up WoW, so we'll see next week.
I'd be interested to see what it's like nowadays.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Thank you for listening. If you like this content and want to see more, please like, favorite, and subscribe. Links to our Twitters are in the description.